Hello, everybody. Everyone? Everyone? Did I seriously just do that? God, that's not a good start, is it? Did I seriously do everyone? I didn't know whether I was going to do everybody or everyone, so I just ended up awkwardly just mashing them both together. That's... okay. I'll just wait for some more people to come in, and then I just thought I'd talk about this news because it's currently doing the rounds everywhere. Literally everywhere you look, someone's talking about it. I just thought I'd kind of give my opinion on it and kind of break down certain parts of what people are saying and how I interpret it. Because this is all stemming from one news article. So, yeah, there's a lot going on with it that I just kind of want to get into. So I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes. Is it even on? Is it even going? I have no idea if it's even going or not. I could just be talking to the void for all I know. Because it's not... Okay, here we go. Hello everyone. Yes, welcome. I wasn't actually planning on streaming today. Yeah, I wasn't planning. So it's probably just going to be a short stream, I reckon, because I wasn't planning on it. But then this stuff came out last night, so I kind of feel like I have to at least talk about it a bit. Hello everyone in chat. Thanks for joining. You're the early ones. Yeah, I'm still so new to streaming. I never Twitch wasn't even telling me anything for a bit. It was like 0 for the session, 0 viewers. I didn't know if it was even going. So. But yeah, so I'll just wait a little bit more for some people to come in because notifications and everything. I'll just tweet it out actually, so people know. How is everyone doing today? Is everyone good? Having a good day? I know it's Monday, which is usually terrible. I should be editing my Planet of the Ooze video at the moment, but I guess this kind of took a bit of precedent over that. So yeah, I just thought because this is a big story at the moment, and there's a lot of I don't want to say misinformation because we don't know what the truth is. That I just thought I'd kind of try and break things down, see if I can alleviate some people's worries if they're worrying about certain stuff, because I like to think I have a bit of a handle on what I think's going on. Because in my opinion, there are most likely 3 scenarios in this. Because scenario 1 is that she's not leaving, and this is just complete bullshit, which, it's the Mirror, so very much likely it could be that. 2, she is leaving and this is a genuine leak. Or 3, this is actually a contract negotiation situation. So thanks to one of my Discord mods who posted this earlier today, this is kind of what's now tipped me off into this thing. So, shave. I'm mostly shaved. But yeah, so basically it's a negotiation thing. So when you think about Day of the Doctor, Matt Smith wasn't actually signed on for that for a while. He wasn't set to leave or anything. His contract just hadn't been renewed yet. So Moffat had to re-sign him, and he tried to get David Tennant on for series 5 and stuff like that. So this could be a similar case where they only had Jodie contracted for 3 series. And, now they're producing that 3rd series. They need to renew the contract. So it may be a situation of this where they're not actually... she's not actually leaving. They're just in contract negotiations at the moment. And this leak might be the contingency plan of sorts, of saying, okay, well, if she doesn't renew, we need to plan for that. That's partly what I think this actually is. because it doesn't actually say anything in the article like about her contract being up or anything like that, or anything like so Capaldi, we can assume, also had three years on his contract, because the whole 3-year thing, it did start from an active choice, but it could be that they have it in the contract. I'm going to pull up the article now, actually. Let me just... Okay. So yeah, so we have the article by The Mirror, who usually, it's because it's a tabloid, we just completely ignore that, because tabloids are tabloids. But the thing is, with this Nicola Metavan, I think that's how you say her second name, she also broke, I believe it was the Mary Shelley episode of series 12 and the what was it, and Graham leaving in Revolution of the Daleks. But then she also said that series 12 was going to be moving to Saturdays, so it's on a sort of a line of both reliable and also not entirely reliable. So for all we know, this could still just be a complete shot in the dark random story. So yeah, people are talking about Chibnall. According to this article, Chibnall is not leaving. I don't know where it said in the article, but it did say that Chibnall is definitely staying. It's just Whittaker that's leaving, which I think's the wrong way about it. I would prefer it to be the other way, where it was Chibnall going and Jodie staying. And yeah, obviously the whole it's the stupid same casting as usual, Chris Marshall, and the casting, I don't understand all this casting prediction stuff. It never ever works out. No one ever predicts it correctly. The bookie's always stupid. But I'm just saying that people are thinking that this is a surefire, like this has to happen. But I genuinely think that it is a contract thing, because when you have a role like this and it could just keep running, you have to renegotiate the contract after a while. So if in case they decide they want terms you're not happy with, or they want to break not want to renew, you have to change the role. So something here is, because the thing, it's saying it's known on set Jodie's leaving, but I don't think that's the case. I genuinely don't think it's like this, because everything Chibnall has been doing as showrunner has pointed to him wanting to break records and set new records and stuff. He wants the longest serving Doctor. I guarantee he wants the longest serving Doctor. So that's why I find this hard to believe. And that's why I think it's just in a limbo at the moment where they're negotiating. I could be completely wrong. This could be the truth, because we have had it in the past where I think it was Smith and Capaldi also said that they were going to stay for ages and ages and ages, and then a couple of months later they leave. And that seems to be what's happening here, because a couple of months ago in the lead up to series 12, they said that Jodie was going to stay for ages, and now this comes out. I did see one thing doing the rounds a bit of someone predicting that this is a way to drum up excitement for the next series, but the reason I think that isn't true is because it's so far away from the next series that it wouldn't really do anything. If this was some sort of fake leak to drum up interest, I feel like it would be a lot closer. So yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case, but I don't know. I don't want to say I have no authority on this or anything like that. I don't have any links or anything. I just say in my perspective, because it's really doing the rounds. Everyone's talking about it. Yes, I have got Minecraft installed, but I don't really play it that much. Yeah, okay, so Svenzo, this is the thing. Nobody knows if Jodie is actually leaving or not, because it's all a rumour from one article. And that's why I feel like I have to address it, because it's all coming from one article. That these aren't people using the same sources. This is everyone basically quoting this article. So if this article isn't true or it's got made mistakes, then everything else is also making the same mistakes. And, you know, as usual, it's just the usual stuff. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. I feel like I had to talk about it because it's everywhere. Everywhere you look, people are talking about this. People are having a meltdown because it's too early. People are saying, like, praise the Lord, she's finally gone, the witch is dead, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like it's too early to properly take a side on whether this is true or not, because it's so vague. And one of the reasons I say it could be completely off is because it says it's set to finish filming this summer and air in autumn. I don't feel like they'll be able to get it out that quick. I don't feel like they'll be able to air it in autumn because they've taken so long with post-production on everything. And if it's due to finish this summer, yeah, I don't know. I feel like if they're only filming 8 episodes, I don't know, that this is all... The article, it's a lot of fluff. It's a lot of fluff when you read through it. All it really says is that an insider claims that they're replacing her and that they're going to be filming the new scenes soon. But this, I don't understand this bit here. Why would they film the arrival of the new Doctor now when they're still filming Series 13? They're not filming her last special or anything at the moment. So why would they film it? Usually, you know, they would film the arrival as part of the special that happens, unless she's regenerating in the series finale, which I don't think they would go down. I don't think they'd go down that route. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of things in this article that point towards it being a crock of shit, to be blunt, really. Like, I just kind of want to point out that, because everyone's taking this as a universal truth. Everywhere I've looked, people are just saying it's a universal truth. I don't think they're going for a surprise regeneration, because I think the BBC would step in and say, hey, you're not getting as many viewers as you could. You need to promote this regeneration to get viewers in. You can't do it as a surprise. You can never pull off a surprise regeneration. Probably the only time they could have done it is at the height of Tennant's era, which, you know, they kind of did with Stolen Earth. But you couldn't do a genuine one. Because unless, you know, you're filming like The Mandalorian, like, and you filming it all inside with projection screens and stuff, you can't keep it a secret. Everything gets leaked when you film in public. We've seen it in the Series 13 filming already. You know, it's been a leaky set for Series 13, which is why I can't really buy this, because I feel like this would have come out differently if it was going to happen. I don't know, maybe they'll come out next week and say, yeah, it's true, she is going, but I just feel like a lot of people have been very quick to jump to this being true. I mean, I would love a surprise regeneration as well. I know some of you in the chat are saying you'd love it, and I would love it as well, but I just don't think they could do it because marketing needs it. And yeah, like, in terms of who I think they would cast when she eventually goes, I think they're going to go with another woman, and obviously I'm perfectly happy with that. I think that's the right choice to go, because then it shuts the NMDs up, because if they go back to a man, it'll be seen as, you know, oh, they're admitting it's a failure. But yeah, I mean, yeah, as simple as it is, it's just a case of waiting. Like, everyone is covering this, and, you know, I've probably not even said anything that other people haven't said. Basically, everyone said it at this point. Like, it's just, there's nothing new about this. We've had crazy reports like this before. I feel like this is just the most high-profile thing to say it. Like, every month you seem to see something saying that either her or Chibnall were leaving. Every single month. And also, you know, this is stupid here. Like, the fact that the article suggests that Charlotte Ritchie's a candidate, even though she was literally in the show, what is it, 12 episodes ago now? It's not even the case of like Peter Capaldi, who was far in the past as a character. Like, this is a modern day actor, like, who wouldn't just be the next one. I can't see that one happening. So I just feel like the fantasy casting is always stupid. Those never come true. And yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. I feel like the way some people are acting over this, because it's not an admission. It's not a smoking gun. We've had articles like this so much. You know, I feel like the Mirror themselves have done stuff about, oh, Rose is getting a spin-off next year, or so-and-so's returning. I just, like I've been saying throughout, I think it's a contract thing at the moment. I think they're just sorting out whether she wants to stay, and what's been leaked is the plans in case she doesn't. Like, for whatever reason, maybe, you know, she feels like she should be paid more, she doesn't like the audience reaction or something like that, she doesn't want to keep doing it. I feel like they had her for a 3-year contract, or no, sorry, 3-series contract, and that's coming to its end, so now they've got to talk about renewing it. That's all I think this is, personally. You know, this will probably age very badly. That's why I'm trying to, like, just be on the fence about it, because it could just be true, it could be false. So ultimately, we just have to wait. It's a shame there isn't more clarity on it, but there's not much the BBC can really do, because they wouldn't want to admit it if it is true, because then that lends credence to a tabloid paper, and, you know, they'd be admitting that their big secret got leaked. But then they wouldn't say it's not happening, because, you know, from a PR perspective, this is actually quite great. You know, this is very good for them, because it does keep people interested. You know, I've had the special done now, you know, interest would be ramping back down, but now this magically comes out, and you've got to think, okay, even if this isn't intentionally piped in, then it's something that keeps people interested. You know, it's something that, you know, it gets us talking. So it could just be a case of it's a bullshit article that got shut out, and we all want something to latch onto, and that's working. So the BBC don't want to comment on it, because if they say it's false, then we all stop talking about it. you know what I mean? So I feel like that might be a part of it. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the overnight ratings of Revolution of the Daleks. Let me just pull that up, because a lot of people have been talking about that. I'll see you, Bomb Explode Jr. Thanks for joining in. I'm probably not going to be streaming that much longer. I was just hopping in to talk about these two things. But let's see, where did I find it before? Because the Revolution of the Daleks overnight ratings came out on Saturday, and there was a lot of people were confused about stuff with this. So I wanted to take a look at it myself and explain what I thought about it. So let me just pull this up now. Is that now up? Okay. I won't show my big finish. But yeah, so it had an average, it had an overnight viewing audience of 4.69 million, and a lot of people took that to say, oh, the show's going down the gutter, oh, it's going shit, no one's watching it anymore. But then you see this. It was the most watched programme on New Year's Day. So clearly, it's just a shit slot, and no one was actually watching TV in general, and yet people still tuned in for this. You know, so I don't think this is another case of it going downhill. I believe this actually is the highest overnight since Spyfall Part 1, which, you know, I know that's to be expected with a special, but I also feel like with this news and, you know, having the Captain Jack and the Dalek stuff, the 7 days is going to be a lot higher. It's going to see a massive rise on the 7 day, 4-screen, because that's ultimately what they measure. Actually, I think what they properly measure internally is the 28-day 4-screen, because now that's what things have gone down. That's the path things have gone down. where you look at an entire month back to see because of all the catch up and stuff. So I feel like once those adjusted 4-screen numbers come in, because that all includes iPlayer as well. I don't think these include iPlayer, these overnights. I may be wrong about that, but I don't think they include iPlayer. I think that comes in part of the 7-day. So a lot of people would have been watching on iPlayer because they kept promoting that it would be in 4K on iPlayer. So, I mean, I watched it on iPlayer when it came out. So I would be one of the people included on the 7-day. I don't think I'd be included on the overnight. So I feel like it's going to rise a lot more, possibly even be higher than Resolution, because it had Captain Jack as a draw and the departures of Graham and Ryan. So I feel like it's not doom and gloom like some people are saying. Obviously, the NMDs will have you believe, oh, the show's going down the drain, they're firing Jodie because no one likes her or anything like that. But that's not, like, I guarantee that's what they're going to say. They're probably saying that right now. They've probably uploaded a video 10 minutes ago, or, like, well, sorry, that would be, they upload way earlier than that. It probably would have been 5 minutes after the news broke. They would have said, oh, we're firing her because low viewership. My source confirms it, even though they're completely chatting bullshit. The ratings are low for Doctor Who. That's the thing. They're not low for TV at the moment. They're just low for what we expect from Doctor Who. So I don't think anything like I don't think there's any link between viewing figures and this sudden rumour that Jodie's leaving. If anything, the BBC will want to keep her in a role. Now, if you watched it on BBC One but not in the UK, are you in the overnight ratings? I don't think so. I think the overnight ratings, I don't know how they actually work, because it's not direct. I think it's by some sort of survey thing that it's weird. Like, it makes no sense, but it's just a number. People like numbers, so they look at the number and go, oh, number bad. So another thing was the audience appreciation was 79, which that's not great. I will admit that's not great, because that continues a trend. I will pull up something here to show you that that's not actually that great, because the audience appreciation has been real bad in the current era. And what the audience appreciation index is they essentially talk to a panel of people who rate everything they saw on TV in a certain time, and they give it a score out of 100. So all the numbers you see in this far right column are out of 100. So, you see this 79, 82, 81, like everything for Series 12. Those are there. It doesn't look too bad for out of 100, but then, you go up, and even as, it was even as far back as Series 1, it got off to a rocky start, but then rose, and it kept on rising and rising and rising, and then kind of balanced out with the Smith era, and then started dropping in with the Capaldi era. So, even at like Series 8, it was still pulling in better numbers than it's doing now for the AI. But then you also have to look at stuff like this, where Heaven Sent got 80, so it's not always a reliable metric. But nothing, everything from Series 11 onwards has been pretty weak, all things considered. So it makes me feel like there is a downwards trend in general. But, you can't there's not enough data to sort of check these things. Especially because they changed how they measure AI, I think. Even in Series 1, you see Rose and End of World got 776. I believe that was from the old way they did it, and they actually changed it. So, yeah, it's not the most reliable thing. You'll see people point to it. I've been guilty of that. There is definitely a downward trend in these numbers, but it doesn't really show any sort of real mainstream dissatisfaction with the show, because the viewership would have gone down a lot harsher. And I know it did. You see it started with 10 million, here it goes 4.6 million, and yeah, it shows that there were the viewers to be had with 10 million. There were clearly the viewers to be had if you could pull in 10 million from your premiere, and then 9 million for the shittiest episode, like second episode of any Doctor Who series, The Ghost Monument. If you can get 9 million for that, then you should be able to get, you know, at least 5 million for Timeless Children, or like 6 million for anything here. So I feel like there is the audience to be had, and it's not just the 4-screen 7-day stuff, like the iPlayer thing. It's not, the show is not dying. I feel like it's just taking a while to pick itself back up. It's got to go in this bit of a lull. I guess if I wanted to say, if anything, this is essentially like the wilderness years of the show on TV. This is like where it's kind of at a low point in terms of people aren't really watching it. The fan base are all at each other's throats and everything. But eventually it will pick up. That's why they're not going to cancel it anytime soon. Because you see this, 4.69 million, that's still good. That is still very good for a show. You know, so the fact that Revolution of the Daleks did that, I believe, did those numbers total, overnight. It did 4.69 million around that overnight. How many? Yeah, it literally did 4.69 overnight, and that was the final 7-day total of Timeless Children. So Timeless Children did not kill the show. As much as I hate it, as much as a lot of people hate it, it has not killed the show. People are still interested. You know, because the viewership is going back up in a weird construed way. Once we get this 7-day figure, we'll be able to see how much this has changed. Because let's have a look at what Resolution got. I think it was around something similar with the overnights. Okay, so it was a slight bit higher overnights, but that was the 4th highest overnight viewership. So this will probably rise compared to Resolution, because Resolution actually had a worse launch. It's just that there were fewer people watching for Revolution, like on the night. But, you know, because lockdown's happening and shit like that, people are going to want something to watch. They might go on iPlayer and watch it. So, you know, I do feel like if they got rid of Chibnall, Dan, we're not using Wikipedia as a source. It's just the easiest way to look at it. The real sources are like the actual, like, I know where to go for the real sources. It's just the easiest way to look. That's how I use Wikipedia. People say don't trust Wikipedia, but there's a magical thing here. Look, what's this? Sources. Ha. So yeah. Oh, and a big thing to see is they've still got series 13's commissioned, and then series 14 and 15 are very likely to happen because China have first right of refusal on them. So basically they have to make it because China money. Because they'll be raking in money from China. And we all know how much the media industry loves China money. Unless you're Monster Hunter, which for some reason just decided to tell them to fuck off and therefore made no money. So the show isn't going to be cancelled for a couple more years, at least. And even then, if it picks up, then it's definitely not going to get cancelled. So when we're allowed to start giving you your own money, I'll probably make affiliate by the end of this month. I need to do 5 more streams after tonight, and I think that's it, and then I'll be affiliates, and you can give me bits or anything you want. You don't have to, obviously, but if you want to give bits or anything like that, it'll be next month or something like that, because Twitch, you need to affiliate stuff. But yeah, exactly as Atox says, it's been commissioned at least for series 13, which takes us to 2022. So the 60th is probably going to happen regardless of what's going on. You know, I don't think they'd cancel Doctor Who in 2023, because that would be the biggest fuck you to fans ever. To say, hey, happy anniversary of Doctor Who, we're going to cancel it. So I think the show's fine. I think Jodie's fine. I think Chibnall's fine. I think the show's fine. Viewership is going down. That is undeniable. But there are other aspects of it. Because everything's digital and streaming now. and those figures are harder to look at. iPlayer doesn't post exact figures all the time. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. I don't think Jodie's leaving, at least not straight away. I think she's... There's another good thing I saw, actually. I can't remember who said it on Twitter. I wish I could remember to credit them. When I say Chibnall's fine, I don't mean he's fine as a writer. I mean he's fine as in he's safe in his job. Which, I don't like, but he's safe in his job. Everyone is safe in their job at the moment. But something I can't remember who said it, but they said that Jodie is likely, probably has the other episodes they planned for Series 13 in her contract still. So Series 13 is probably going to be the 8 episodes, but then she still has 2 episodes left over. And I reckon those will probably be specials, where she maybe does regenerate in or whatever, because they had to cut 2 episodes. Yeah, they had to cut 2 episodes to do the 8 episode COVID filming. And now, when you look at contract, you think, okay, I was contracted for 10 episodes, but I'm only doing 8. So I think they will still make those 2 episodes that she's contracted for, at least. So if she's leaving, it won't be at the end of Series 13. I reckon she'll at least have 2 more. But then again, that was just a speculation I saw, but I thought it was quite accurate. So they could do a Tennant thing where they have, I don't know, or I guess Smith thing as well. They did it for both Smith and Tennant, where they had 2 extra episodes, 2 specials before they regenerated. So yeah, and I don't think they would want to make Jodie regenerate so close to the 60th. So either now or after the 60th is the only time she can do it. So it's either after Series 13 or after the 60th. Because you wouldn't want to do it before the 60th, because then by the release schedule of this, you get the series this year, and then we won't get one next year. Not likely anyway. So then you have 2023, and that's when the 60th is. So you can't introduce a new one just to throw them to the fire. And yeah, exactly, there's another lockdown, so Series 13 is going to get delayed again, because there's no way they can keep filming it this year. So I feel like Series 13 might not even come out this year. So that pushes back the regeneration even further. Because it's essentially the hardest debut to do. Because you're being put in the 60th anniversary special. It's more than just like John Hurt in the 50th. This is essentially putting an entire new person in the biggest episode of 10 years for the show. It's like if Capaldi had a proper debut in the 50th. It's like, okay, so this is what, so say Matt Smith regenerated in Name of the Doctor, and then Capaldi had to start with Day of the Doctor. There's nothing you can do with that. You can't make a mark if you're in an anniversary special, if you're supposed to be the new one. So I don't think she's going to be regenerating this side of the 60th. If anything, she'll regenerate in the 60th, right at the end, or something like that. But I feel like everything they've been talking about with his 5-year plan, or 5-series plan, or whatever, I don't think they've got any plans to leave at the moment. I reckon they want, Chibnall wants to set records. Chibnall wants Jodie to be the longest. Chibnall probably wants Yaz to be the longest companion. So he's just gonna ride it out. I can really blame him for that. You want to make a mark, but yeah, that's just my thoughts. I don't think anything being rumoured at the moment is that accurate. Unrelated question, but can you do a review of Dark? I haven't actually seen Dark, so Monk series 1. No. The Monk doesn't have that much depth. No Time Lords have them. Chibnall could set a record for first murder showrunner. Well, that's lovely, isn't it? Jesus. I feel like everyone always hates the showrunner. It's like football, where everyone always hates the current manager, or something like that. Everyone always hates the current showrunner. Russell T Davies even got death threats during his era. I think this era will be looked back on fondly. Okay, what about the Sensorites coming back? I can't even remember the Sensorite serial. I thought that was pretty dull when I first saw it. The only notable thing they've had in the last couple of years, well, I say the last couple, it's been 15 years now, whatever, but is being like linked directly to the Ood. I'm not going to do a you laugh, you lose. I'm not that funny. I would just stare at it and could go, huh, meme, ha, ha. The Vord, I think, could have come back in Spyfall. I feel like that was a wasted opportunity to make them Vord. But, yeah, I don't know. How can people hate RTD? Well, okay, so put it this way. It's like... How do I put this? It's... Okay, so say you're in 1989. Doctor Who has just been cancelled. You have a certain perception of how the show should be. And then 16 years later, some random guy, you know, you hear he's a fan. He's only written like one thing for the universe. Like one short story or something. He comes along, he gets given the whole reins. He casts like a really serious actor as the Doctor with a like 19-year-old companion from a London council estate, and the whole time he's moping around being all sad because the Gallifrey got blown up off screen, and then, you know, Rose is always complaining and stuff, and then it's all this melodrama. They redesign the Daleks, make them bronze, and, you know, then regenerates into David Tennant, does all the Tenro stuff. There are a lot of reasons for classic Who fans to despise Davies when he first came in, and a lot of people did. He got a lot of shit thrown at him, but he put the show in its how it should have been at the time. He succeeded because that's what the cultural landscape needed from Doctor Who at the time. He adapted to how it needed to be. It needed that edge. You know, this was fucking 2005. There's a reason the Doctor wore a leather jacket. Everyone wore leather jackets in 2005. You know, you look at Torchwood, it was cool to be a super spy wearing leather jackets. So he just essentially did it how it should have been at the time. And then, because he built off that, then once you get to series 3 and 4, you couldn't really shit on him, because it was genuine good TV. So he just essentially stopped people from being able to hate on him in the way Chibnall is hated. Like, Moffat, on the other hand, he was a bit too self-indulgent, in my opinion. Obviously, I still like the Moffat era. I'm not a Moffat hater. I love the Moffat era. But I feel like he was a bit too self-indulgent with his crazy plots, and it became a bit too focused on what fans would know and not the audience. And I feel like Chibnall has tried to course correct from that. But then the reputation of the show was so damaged by the Moffat era. And again, I loved the Moffat era. I liked how fan wanky it got. But then there was a certain reputation set by Moffat's convoluted plots and everything like that. And that's what Chibnall is now struggling with. He tried to reset it, and that didn't work with Series 11. So now he tried to go through to the Moffat era style of really convoluted arcs, and that hasn't worked either. And that he tried mixing Moffat and Davies with Series 12, and that didn't work. So people have now already got a negative reputation of Chibnall. So he can't win now. So that's why I feel like if the show is to like regain a foothold in the way we all knew it did, then I feel like they need to do the change. They need to change Chibnall. They don't even need to change Jodie, just the showrunner, and give it a fresh pair of legs. But that's just my opinion, you know, because Davies did his own thing in a certain way that appealed to people at the time. I don't think that Chibnall's doing that. I don't think he is able to do it at the moment. And yeah, I'm very worried about this chat. Can you stop plotting Chris Chibnall's death right now, please? Can you just legit stop that? That's like kind of fucked up. And yeah, Cynical is a VIP. I gave my YouTube friends VIP status. Because nepotism. And no, you can't feed Chibnall to a pig. what is it with my chats always going crazy? Who's the bigger Chad, Chibnall, or the Monoids? Jeez, I don't even know. Dinotters, I have no idea what's happening in the chat. They're plotting the death of Chibnall for some inexplicable... I can't say words today. How do you say that word? Inexplicable. There you go. Like, you're lucky I never live stream me trying to read out my videos, because I trip over my words so much. And even some of them still stay in. And, like, I just never get around to taking them out. It's always a nightmare. It's always an absolute nightmare. But I do feel like they are going to be easing Chibnall out eventually, or at least slightly changing things up, because I've heard, I believe it was Maxine Alderton who wrote Haunting of Villa Diodati, which a lot of people love. Apparently she's been groomed for a head writer position, whatever that means, or I don't think it was a head writer position. I think it was something with a title that's never really been used for a show before, so no one knows what it entails. But she's essentially being considered for this new role, like a core role within the thing. So I feel like they are at least trying to shake things up. And when I mean easing out, I mean like easing out of the position. He may, for all we know, they might want to do a more traditional approach where you don't really notice the show, like kind of like the 60s, where, you know, Verity Lambert left, there wasn't a huge tonal shift. They kept everyone around pretty much. It's just the producer left. They might be going for that. Chibnall might leave and Alderson comes in. They keep Jodie, they keep Yaz, they keep John Bishop, they keep everything. It's just the writer changing. Because they might not want to do the extreme shift that we've had with every single one of the like modern showrunners. Like each of the three changeovers we've had, or each of the two changeovers we've had now, have been a complete clean break. And for some reason, I don't think Chibnall would want that to happen. I feel like he'd want to transition out of the role slowly and just kind of, so no one really, it's not like a huge complete cut. That's just my opinion. But I don't know, they could just keep to the usual traditions. I'm just kind of thinking that this whole news about Jodie leaving or anything like that, I feel like it's come at a random time, and it doesn't make much sense for her to suddenly leave, especially because she's had so few episodes. When you think about it, like, this is all she's had. She's only had 12 episodes and will only have 22 episodes, and will have only had 8 more, so she'll have like maybe 31 episodes by the time she's done. And I don't think they'll be happy with that. And yeah, cynical, maybe something has gone behind the scenes, but that would likely have been in the leak as well, because, you know, you had the entire, like, Timeless Child, you had the entire Series 12 arc leaked before Series 12 came out. Literally the Ruth TARDIS stuff, the Death Particle, Dewan being the master, the Ruth stuff, just the entire Timeless Child plot was all leaked before. Because I remember seeing it on Gallifrey Base. That's literally how I was able to get my Series 12 video out so early, like so soon after, because I'd already written on half of it. So maybe this could be a legit leak, but I think if it was a legit leak, there would be a bit more substance to it, because so much has already been leaked. And, you know, that, and it also, you know, there were fake leaks as well, piggying off the back of the Timeless Child leaks, you know, the whole Chaos in Cardiff stuff, you know, and that doesn't seem to be true. I mean, I know the editing in some episodes were terrible, but Chaos in Cardiff didn't really work. I've stopped talking about my beard. It's just, I can't grow a beard. But yeah, it feels like if this was a proper leak, they'd have more information in the article, rather than just, oh, they're planning on her leaving and they're going to be filming the regeneration soon. And it's just like, you think they would have a bit more on that. But yeah, I don't know. It's all messy. I don't think we'll get any confirmation. It will simmer down. People will forget about it. They won't say anything. You'll get the NMDs ticking over. Now they've got a whole new year of content to make. Of saying, oh, she's being kicked out because so-and-so. Like, the fans have spoken. Like, the fans have getting their way. The witch is gone. So, yeah. They're going to be happy, even though they keep saying that they're going to stop talking about Doctor Who. But, you know, it literally makes their career, so they're not going to stop. So, this is just ammo to some people we don't like. And it's free press for the BBC. Because they're under no obligation to say anything. People were taking them denying it as proof that it's true. But they can just leave it as long as they want. So, yeah. I don't know. I'll probably go for another, 10 minutes or something. So I'll take some questions. If anyone wants to do some questions. Because I've pretty much run out of stuff to talk about. I realise I'm just talking in circles. So I'll probably just take questions now. And see what people think. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that people are jumping on this story and taking it as truth a bit too quickly. Am I working on Series 4? I'm literally taking a break from editing Planet of the Ood right now. So yeah, I'm working on Series 4 stuff. That's coming out in February. So what I'm doing in February is... So February and March is going to be Torchwood on the Tuesday and then Series 4 on the Thursday. And again, why is my stream always so laggy? I don't get it. I literally turned down the bitrate. Oh, it's encoding. That's what it is. I'll fix that next time. I don't have any good puns or jokes. But no, I'm going to be duo releasing. So I've been absolutely working myself down to the bone with some of these videos to get them done. But it's going to be a very busy February and March. What's my next Big Finish order? I'm taking a break from buying Big Finish because that is just... It's too cost intensive, and my wallet has been hurting because December was an absolute shite month for me in terms of stats and AdSense and all that stuff. So yeah, no Big Finish, at least for a month. And thank you, Kesgon Ricks. I'm glad you like my videos, man. I'm doing quite a lot these next 3 months, very busy. So there'll be plenty more. These puns are terrible, by the way, in chat. I'm not good at puns, but I can tell these are not great. Videos always such high quality for slowed down. No, honestly, I have no plans on slowing down. If anything, I'm making more. So looking forward to these Torchy Woody videos. Yeah, I'm looking forward to them going out as well. I've got Everything Changes coming out on this Thursday. So hopefully, fingers crossed, enough people actually give a shit about Torchwood to watch that. I'm trying to get people to watch Torchwood so they know, but hopefully. When were you last? When did I last have a rest from work? Over Christmas. I had a couple of days off over Christmas, and I have weekends off pretty much. So, favorite Torchwood episode? That would be spoiling. Wait and see. Actually, it might be in Series 2, so that might not be it for a while. So, I don't know. I can't actually think. I'm only rewatching them for the first time in quite a while doing these videos. So, it's been ages since I last properly watched them. Popcat or the Vibecat? I don't know what either of those mean. Oh no, Vibecat's the one that I guess vibes, but that's the chill one, isn't it? Hey, goddamn again. Encoding is shit. Is there any way for me to change my encoding on here? Doing puns for quite a few of other streams you're running. I can tell you're running low on streams. My favourite New Who episode, apart from Midnight, might be, I don't know, anything from Heaven Sent to plenty of others. There are loads. Let me see. Can I change it? Right. I think I've got to go like that, haven't I? So I'm just trying to change my encoder, see if that fixes my lag. You watch Torture and definitely allowed to. Oh, I was never allowed to as a kid. So, what's the PopCat? I don't know what a PopCat is. I think my stream's fixed now. Favorite YouTuber? I don't actually watch Doctor Who stuff on YouTube. I prefer to just kind of just go on my own, and I don't like watching stuff and then accidentally picking up on stuff, and then, like, you know, not stealing it but being influenced by other people's opinions and then thinking they're my own. So I like just going in to every episode I review with just my own thoughts. Do I watch Mandalorian? Yeah, I do. It's incredible. Don't get why everyone hated on Series 2 so much. It was really good. It's pretty much the only thing keeping me in Star Wars at the moment, because I used to love it and I don't really like it anymore except Mandalorian. So, give you the cause of... again, these puns are awful. These puns are bad. But is my stream not laggy anymore? Has it been fixed? Do I like Clone Wars? Yeah, I watched all of Clone Wars. I grew up with that, so it was always good. Stream seems good. Okay, I changed my encoder settings a bit, so it should hopefully be a bit less laggy. I don't know why it lags so much. It did this on YouTube as well, especially with Streamlabs. But I can't even do Streamlabs on Twitch, so I'm using normal OBS because I'm not fucking paying for Streamlabs Prime. That's honestly ridiculous with how much. Have you ever watched Star Trek? I believe I saw the first Star Trek, like, Michael Bay movie when it came out, and I've seen bits of the original series here and there because they're just kind of goofy, because it's kind of that 60s stuff that's kind of just real funny and goofy. What's my opinion on Rey and the new Star Wars trilogy? New Star Wars is shite. Rey's boring. Oh, sorry, I meant J.J. Abrams. Yeah, it's basically the same kind of thing, though. He's just sci-fi Michael Bay. Well, I guess Transformers is sci-fi, isn't it? My brain just starts, like, shutting down when I talk too long. It's why at some point you may notice mistakes in my videos that I didn't even pick up on, or just didn't get around to correcting, because my brain just kind of... my eyes glaze over and I just sit there reading and I don't even notice that I've made mistakes. I replace entire words sometimes and have no idea until I'm editing the audio. It's ridiculous. Do I have a favourite movie that isn't Lord of the Rings? Yes, I do. So I guess I'll probably never end up making the 100 favourite videos thing for favourite movies videos, so I guess I would just say that my favourite movie that isn't Lord of the Rings, well, I mean, there's plenty that aren't Lord of the Rings. My favourite is either Reservoir Dogs or Run Lola Run. If you donate $1,000 to a Meglos video review, yes, I would, because that would basically be more than I would make from YouTube that month. So I would definitely do that because it would pay for that video. Again with these puns. I just noticed, was that another big lag, or was that just my end? That looks bad. I'm like allergic with streaming. I don't know what I'm doing. And also, chat's really far behind, so it takes ages, and I don't have to fill the time until like the next thing. Because even though it's active, for some reason it takes ages, and I get like 5 messages through at once. Yakuza or Sleeping Dogs? Obviously Yakuza. I played Sleeping Dogs, and I haven't actually played any Yakuza, but I have seen so much of the Yakuza games. I much prefer those because they're just so much more entertaining. This chat is generally just descended into puns. I'm just watching these puns unfold on chat at this point. Ball who? I don't even know where this is going. Am I allowed to tell the lovely audience about Friday? Possibly, maybe. Still working it out. I might do it at the end of this because that'll be my next stream. It's on Friday. Haven't got round to watching Revolution of the Daleks. Is it worth watching? I would say it is. I feel like it really depends on what you want, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't great, but I enjoyed it still. It was okay. A lot of people are really shitting on it. A lot of people are really loving on it, but I just thought it was okay. It was better than a lot of stuff. Oh my god, it's lagging again. What is it with... Is it just my internet? I think it's just my internet being bad. I honestly think that's what it is. I think my internet's just real bad. I don't think they should make any spin-off with a different variation of Doctor Who. I don't think they should do Doctor When, Doctor Y, Doctor anything like that. Especially not Doctor Y, because that's the NMD thing, isn't it? Had one of my videos posted on there once. It was really annoying. What's my favourite album and why is it Nostalgia Critics The Wall? Because it's the greatest album of all time. It's utterly incredible. The artistry involved in Nostalgia Critics The Wall is unbelievable. You have to be truly talented to make something that high art. So Nostalgia Critics The Wall is the greatest album of all time. There you go, I left a nice pause so you can clip it. Do I have a favourite Doctor Who book? Probably not. I haven't read all of them. But out of the ones I have read, maybe like something like Pirate Loop or Resurrection Casket. Who's been the biggest influence on my life? I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head. I mean, there's a few, but I can't really think of anyone that's had like a main sort of massive standout influence above any others. Favourite TARDIS interior, obviously 8th Doctor. Caves of Androzani soundtrack or Mario Gold soundtracks, obviously Mario Gold. Curtains or blinds? Blinds. I've got these shutter blind things. They're better than the curtains. I haven't actually read Prisoner of the Daleks. I've got it. I've got all of the Davies era NSAs, so I do have Prisoner of the Daleks, but I haven't actually read it yet. Have I watched Merlin and Robin Hood? I grew up watching all of Robin Hood. I watched I think it was like 3 series of Merlin. I think that was it. I didn't keep watching it, but like I remember I definitely started watching Merlin when it came out because I was at the right age, but I don't think I continued through it. What time is it for me? It is 20 to 9 in the evening. So yeah, it's dark outside. Like, why do Americans say, oh, it's dark out? Like, why don't they just say outside? Hair or bald? What, as in like me, or just in general? I'd say in general just hair, and me, hair. But I mean, it takes a lot to be able to pull off no hair. So, oh hey Thyres, how you doing, man? Idea. Nah, Kesk on Ricks. I don't really like that idea. I don't think they should bring those 3 back with like torture and stuff like that. So, has that Dalek poster ever fallen on my sleeping face? No, it hasn't. It almost has, but not like really almost. It kind of like flopped down at like one corner once, but I once had a spider crawl on my face. That was a worse experience. And now, ever since that, I've been terrified of them. So, do I know Doctor Who's insane? Yeah, I saw that in the saw that in the Discord earlier with Tom Baker in there. Has the Star Wars poster fallen on my sleeping torso? No, it hasn't. Again, I think maybe like one corner at the top. None of my posters or wall art has ever fallen on me. Yes, Svenzo, I knew you were going to do that. That's why I left a massive gap after I finished saying the thing. But anyway, we've hit an hour. I'm probably going to call it there because I need to get back to editing the Planet of the Ood video, which is, I think it's about 27 minutes long, so that's going to be fun. I will just say, next stream will be on Friday, most likely. Friday evening around 7 p.m. GMT, and that, at the moment, I don't want to say like for sure in case plans change, but at the moment we're planning a massive Among Us lobby with some big names in the YouTube community, so I hope you'll tune in for that. Yeah, some good people in that lobby at the moment planned, so that's gonna be on Friday. Hope to see you all then, and yeah, have a good night, everyone. Thanks to all the new followers and anyone in chat. Thank you for tuning in and chatting away. And yeah, final thoughts to just sum everything up. I don't think Jodie Whittaker is leaving Doctor Who, at least not this series, and the show isn't going anywhere. Show's fine, it's all good. So that's the stream. So see you all next time.